We're live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race number 15 of the top tier Fishes Learning Center O'Reilly Series. So the finale here, Charlotte Motor Speedway. There's 5 drivers mathematically eligible to win the championship, and one of them will tonight. Right now, warm up just finishing up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The drivers will now be gearing up here for tonight's 150 lap race at Concord, North Carolina. As these drivers are now green up here for tonight's 150 lap race for the Rowdy 150. As you remember, Kyle Busch here tonight. Well, a bunch of Kyle Busch paint schemes on the grid, as we'll see here in a few moments' time. We will go take a look at our lap here. Rowdy 150. On pole position here tonight will be Dylan Canova. Alongside him will be Brian Lorenzo. In third will be Christian Proctor. Kenny Kuko will be in fourth. Brady Floyd in fifth. Dan Farron in sixth. Seventh will be Jacob Thorne. Eighth will be Drafty Beef. Jim McGill will be in 9th, 10th, Nick Ruffini. Eddie Van Kirk in 11th, Jake Raven in 12th. David Chivley in 13th, Robert Alton in 14th. Marty White in 15th, 16th will be Corey Lesman Jr. It will be Dan Ames, Jonathan Marsh in 18th. Andrew Jones 19th, Jason Anderson 20th. Around our field, as you see all the Kyle Busch paint schemes in that graphic there as well. Not starting grid, as we'll have a moment of silence on lap 8 and 18 to remember Kyle Busch here. Field goes into turn number 4 into the restart zone for the final time this season. 150 laps, a champion will be crowned. Okanova will lead us to bring here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Through 1 and 2 they go. Canova will lead over Christian Proctor in second, side by side for third. Brian Lorenzo, Brady Floyd, Kenny Kuko, Jacob Thornton side by side as well. Kuko and M&M's machine as well. Proctor and double mint machine as well. Honoring Kyle Busch as a complete lap number 1 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway of 150, the longest race of the season. Lorenzo up top on the outside lines, and rest of the field mostly single file. That's not for second now, as everyone else single file further on back. So pretty quickly to get single file here tonight at Charlotte. Drivers know it's going to be a long race. It's going to be really about endurance as well. Brady Floyd Kinky up side by side for 4th place. Bill Canova just saying the fastest lap of the race last time by. Drivers filling back Jim McGill and Ruffini side by side off of turn number 4. Is for 8th place. Here comes Ruffini, JD Van Kirk as well in the picture, as still side by side up further ahead as well. And you could go and Brian Lorenzo. Single file there and single file throughout the rest. Really got some side by side battle here filling back. Andrew Jones and Bryson Anderson as well as for 18th place. The rest of the field single filed out here quickly on lap number 4, coming lap number 5. side by side battle here. Jorge Lesman Jr., Robert Altman. Jr. looks like he got tight up the corner. Gonna lose a position there, maybe. Side by side here for 11. The Red Kirk looking the inside of Dan Farron. Dan Ames, Jorge Lesman Jr. side by side. Uphill they go. Looks like so far early on the outside looking strong here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Some fall out through most of the field. Dylan Canova, Tristan Proctor, and Brian Lorenzo second and third there. We're going back. Dan Farron, JD Van Kirk side by side. JD Van Kirk will stay ahead for now. Jonathan Marsh, Jorge Lesman Jr. once again battling out here for through turn 3 on number 6 coming on up number 7 here. Jonathan Marsh to the clear here. Drew Jones in the 8 machine. Go to the left side here, Jorge Lesman Jr. Single file back down the back straight away. But Kenny Kuko now going to be attacking Christian Proctor here for second. To work here on lap number 8. It's going to be a moment of silence here for Kyle Busch. As we complete lap number 8 there, a moment of silence for Kyle Busch. We also have one on lap number 18 as well. Probably his most iconic number throughout his career as well. It's a lot of these drivers, like I mentioned, ripping of Kyle Busch tribute paint schemes. Obviously, Christian Proctor and Double Mints, M&M's, as well. A few M&M's cars throughout the field, as Kenny Kuko is in one of them as well. Red, white, and blue. There as he passes Christian Proctor for seconds. We have Andrew Jones as well. The 8 machine. It has Robert Altman working the Lucas Oil paint scheme. And Jorge Lesman Jr. as well. Just obviously a very unfortunate event what happened there last week. So working lap number 11 here, and most of the field single file out. Few bows on the racetrack here for 4th and 5th. Christian Proctor falling back just a little bit. Here from the starting position. 3rd down to 4th. Probably going to be 5th here momentarily. Thornton, the outside Christian Proctor. Proctor falling back just a little bit here. Maybe trying to save some tires here early on in tonight's race. Obviously only lap number 13 of 150. No car on the outside wall. It's Drafty Beef in the outside wall, also in the Kyle Busch paint scheme. Free out to his inside. Slide job move here through 3 and 4. Is he able to get it? Not quite. Opportunity 4. Like down into the Guadalupe, who will clear for 7th as Jimmy Gill going to follow him through as well. He'll clear for 8th as Drafty falls down to 9th. Maybe he's going to work his way on the outside here through 1 and 2. On the outside he goes. He'll clear there for 8th place. There's one position there. Back, that's Andrew Jones, Jorge Lesman Jr. side by side. Jonathan Marsh up ahead as well for Dan Ames. Marsh with a slide job move, not quite. Ames going to be having a good run here down the front straightaway. Side by side here. 14th and 15th as well. Jorge Lesman Jr. Do a crossover move. Oh, Driver gain 10, Jonathan Marsh, up the racetrack he goes. Ricky gave for those here a little bit dirtier as a single file out here. Draft to be once again side by side here with Jeremy Gill. With some contact in the turn number 1, it looks like there. Keep it straight for now. Back to Beef. Good run down the back straightaway. I think he'll clear that formation. Yes, he will. Jeremy Gill not quite done yet. He's got to look to the inside. Big sin there through 3 and 4. Try to slide job his way past. Not going to be able to. Down the outside, Draft to Beef goes. He got a little tight there. Maybe clip the outside wall. Jeremy Gill going to take advantage of that one. Through the quadruple he goes. Looks like he'll clear barely, but he's not going to slide up quite up enough. Draft to Beef once again. Will be on the outside, working his outside line, trying to pinch Jeremy Gill down just a little bit. Little side draft there. Gill blinking out. Once again, we reach coming to lap number 18. We'll have another moment of silence here as Donkanova takes lap number 18 here for Cowbush. Now is the completion of lap number 18 there. Another moment of silence for Rowdy Bush there. That is racing in his honors. Obviously tonight's race, the Rowdy 150 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, named for him. Great battle here in the mid-pack. Jorge Lesman Jr. kind of leading this pack here, followed by Dan Ames. A lot of racing going on back here. Side by side here is for 16th and 15th. Dan Ames, Jonathan Marsh. Out here for the up ahead. Interference side by side with Jackie Beef. Got to Beef off of turn number 4. Once again, kind of getting eaten up here off of these corners. He's trying to run the outside line, but looks like Tyler's able to save the tires a little bit more on the inside, able to get that car to rotate a little bit better here as well. And the temperature also is going to change here as well, as only it's 7:12 p.m. in sim time. So throughout the race, it will definitely go into nighttime, and temperatures will lower at night. So at some moments, obviously the temperature's lower and maybe speeds might pick up as well. Drivers get on some newer tires. We're still side by side here for Panthers. Brian Lorenzo will clear Kenny Kuko for second as well. Back to the battle for 10th place. Drafty Beef and Dan Farron on the inside, trying to make it work as Drafty Beef got passed by J.D. Van Kirk up ahead. But he's kind of struggling on these longer runs. The 23 laps into this race so far. No pit stops have been made quite yet. Looks like Farron will clear here off of turn 4. Side by side here in the quadruple once again, entering turn 1. That is Jake Raven, that 37 machine up the racetrack. He goes. Got to be trying to run the outside line, but I think his best option right here is just go single file and just kind of save his tires. best case scenario here. He's going to send the 3 and 4. He'll wash up the racetrack just a little bit. Maybe got some dirty air as his car seems really, really tight. 24 laps in this race. He'll fall down to 12th place. We have some close single file racing back here, but no one really making any moves, it looks like right now. So back up front, it looks like Dylan Canova has about 1 second lead over Brian Lorenzo. Lorenzo just got past Kenny Kuko. We'll see. Lorenzo usually has a pretty long runs car here. He's currently 11 points back from Christian Proctor. Proctor just really has to finish within 11 positions to really guarantee his championship here tonight. So long shot here would be Brady Floyd. I think Floyd already out of it. We don't have enough race cars for him to have a chance to win the championship. So I think it's really only a 2-horse race between Christian Proctor and Brian Lorenzo, who's currently second. Brian Lorenzo currently second. Christian Proctor currently fifth. That would give Lorenzo a 3-point gain here. It still means he's 8 points back. They're currently side by side here. Marty White and Drafty Beef. That's for 12th and 13th. Drafty Beef continues kind of to fall back here. Had a good starting position in 8th place, but it looks like Marty White not able to get by here from Troy Lesman Jr. A huge run down the quad oval. Drafty Beef kind of hold on here until the pit stops happen. I'm guessing they were happening around lap 30 to 35. That's what we've seen so far this season on these 1.5 mile racetracks. The Drafty Beef just has to hang on here probably for a few more laps. He gets that pit window. We got side by side here Marty White and Corey Lesman Jr. All three of the drivers running Kyle Busch paint schemes. Obviously, probably the most iconic one being the M&M's driver paint scheme from Marty White in 69 machine. But we'll stay ahead of Corey Lesman Jr. for now. Stay in that 13th position. Question is, can you get around Drafty Beef here for 12th place? No contact there down the back straightaway. Little side draft maybe. Gone wrong there for Jorge Lesman Jr., but Lesman Jr. on the outside has some clean air. And he get White and maybe even Drafty Beef here off of turn number 4. He's got to clear White. Does he have enough momentum here for Drafty Beef down the right straightaway for 12th place? 9 laps into this race so far. Roll on back. Jonathan Marsh, Andrew Jones side by side here. This is for 16th and 17th. Up ahead, it looks like Drafty Beef on the outside once again. Marty White got to send it to the bottom of the racetrack. Got to wash up. Got to make sure he doesn't flip that left rear of Drafty Beef. He'll back out of it there. Drafty Beef will clear off of turn 4. Go on back. So they seem to follow back up here. Pretty close battles up ahead as well for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Really close here. Single file though off of turn number 2 there. Looks like, ooh, Feeney very close to the outside wall. Drafty Beef kind of leading this pack of 3 up ahead, and then Andrew Jones, Jonathan Marsh side by side once again. Drivers I feel like have been side by side for quite a while in this race. Still side by side here. Turn 3 and 4 up ahead, battling here. 3-car battle. Now see in the background there, Jonathan Marsh and Andrew Jones as well. Lesman Jr. look to the inside, Marty White. And he clears. I think the pit window is open. We'll see if anyone comes down pit lane. I'll keep an eye on that for now. Looks like a little side drop there from Marty White on Jorge Lesman Jr. Marty White got a sling line. Jorge Lesman Jr. sends it to the bottom racetrack. He's clear of White. Now he has some clean as well as Drafty Beef gets tight once again through 3 and 4. Drafty Beef just does not seem like he's very good through 3 and 4. 1 and 2 suits him way better. Once again, loses another spot here. Jorge Lesman Jr. picks up another one. As Drafty Beef down 5 positions, had a really good qualifying run. Doesn't seem like he saved his tires all too well. As Marty White now going to be under attack here from David Shively. As well, looks like we might have a pit stop here. No, Nick Feeney and passed there. I thought he was slowing down there, but Robert Altman now to the inside of Jonathan Marsh. No pit stops yet here on lap number 33. Looks these drivers are able to extend their fuel windows a little bit more than I anticipated. See how long they're able to go on this tank of gas. Drivers side by side for 18th and 19th, as we're also side by side here for 10th and 11th. Looks like interfering will clear Jake Raven. On the back straightways, on the back straightway these drivers go. Looks like Jonathan Marsh will clear Robert Altman. Looks like Another pass here, Nick Ruffini. Gill may have been a blinking issue, but right now, go back up to the top three. Dylan Canova still a second lead over Brian Lorenzo. Those drivers have kind of maintained their gaps, but Kini Kuko kind of falling back as Ray Flow further back, and Christian Proctor kind of leading this 4-car pack. So the top, I would say 5 or so, kind of separated, but 5th through 8, very close together. And kind of another big gap of cars. JD Van Kirk kind of in no man's land in between Nick Ruffini and Dan Farron. Further back as well, he's kind of Jake Craven on his back bumper, and you have about 3.5 second gap between them and Jorge Jr. He's kind of pulled away there from Marty White. The rest of the field behind him, as these drivers are very close together. So side by side here, 16th and 17th. The Drag to Beef once again loses another position. He's down 9 spots now. He is really struggling on these older tires. It seems like. I think if I was him, I would probably be the first one to come down pit lane. Not sure what happened to that tune machine, but he's looking pretty good early on. Kind of seems like he's struggling on those old Goodyear tires, but we have a 4-car battle here for 5th place. As Christian Proctor cannot afford to lose too many more positions, because right now he's championship leader, but he loses these 4 positions. It gets really dicey, and he can't afford any mistakes here right now. As Jeremy Gill blinks out, we'll see if he regroups, and yes, he will. So we gotta watch out for this one, as this could be championship implications here. Christian Proctor looks like he's gonna get passed by Jacob Thornton. On the inside, he'll clear off a turn 4, and maybe Proctor to hang his right side on the. There's again Ames down pit lane into his box down to be the first driver down pit lane. That 15 machine. We go back up here for 5th place. Christian Proctor under attack from 3 drivers here. That's 3 more points. He can't afford to give it up, but obviously I'd rather have that buffer. Right now he had a good buffer coming in tonight, but he can't get too content being too close to that buffer, because if he gets passed by all 3 of these drivers, I'll put him down to around 8th place, which I'll give Brian Lorenzo another 5 points ahead, so he'll have a 6-point lead. Christian Proctor will, so still a pretty good gap there, but I mean, 6-point lead compared to 9-point lead, I mean, be 8-point lead compared to a. So some contact there, almost Jacob Thornton getting very tight through 3 and 4. It's 3 and 4 seems like the biggest problem corner so far tonight. These drivers getting really tight to the center of that corner. Also, these drivers battling. That's going to allow JD Van Kirk to close the gap. Same with Dan Farron and Jake Raven. They've been kind of closing right here on these drivers up ahead. This is about 5th place as a single file out here. Up in front, you got David Chivley, Andrew Jones side by side here. 14th and 15th. It's a 3 wide here. Up the racetrack, they go a little contact through 1 and 2. As Marsh gonna get tight. Contact Chivley up the racetrack. Pit stops happening up ahead. Marty White coming down pit lane. You're not number 40, a single file out here. As Kini Kuko also down pit lane. Dylan Canova, race leader, down pit lane. Brian Lorenzo get a lead a lap as well. More drivers. Marty White, Robert Altman, Big Drag to Beef as well. All coming down pit lane. Lorenzo coming down pit lane as well. Break down Lorenzo. Blinked out. I'm not sure what's going on there, but like Lorenzo got to stay out here. He's currently our race leader. White coming off the pit lane. Looks like no one getting any penalties there, so clean on and off pit lane. So Jeremy Gill as well, Nick Ruffini, JD Van Kirk down pit lane. World Championship top 2 come down pit lane. It's gonna be Proctor. Slows it down inside. Speed going looks like for that 13 machine. Now Lorenzo getting caught by here by Brady Floyd. Well, teammates here, hip check. Not sure if Floyd wants to be racing his teammate too hard there, especially when he's bound for a championship. This is for the race lead as of now. So he gets sent to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll clear Brian Lorenzo. One of the drivers bring it down pit lane. Looks like not this time by. So at least one more time. So it's up. So 5 drivers have yet to pit. Proctor, his left side jack up and down and away for him. The machine. Nova could easily be ahead of him. Kikuko coming through 1 and 2. Proctor off the racetrack now. Off pit lane, excuse me. Clean up the race in speed. I think he'll be in 3rd place once this cycles out, but here comes Jeremy Gill. And Nick Ruffini, they're going to be side by side behind him. I think Proctor will get the speed in time. It's going to be very close to 3 and 4. He's going to maybe lose the position. He's going to send it in deep. Up the racetrack he goes. He's got to back it off. Will they go through wide here off of turn 4? Not quite. It's going to be side by side. This is for 8th and 9th. I believe this will be for 3rd and 4th here once everything cycles through. Got a 3-car battle here. Andrew Jones breaks down pit lane right now as well. So some contact there through 3 and 4. Proctor cannot afford to have any damage right now. Also, if he wrecks out here tonight, his championship will be over. Most likely as long as Brian Lorenzo finishes inside the top 9. And he's down pit lane as well, so the top 4 have yet to pit. Boyd, Lorenzo, Thornton, all 3 of those drivers are teammates, so they could be maybe stretching to lap 50 and maybe doing a 2-stop race, because if you go to 50 and then 100, it should be good to the end. So that definitely could be a strategy call for those drivers, but Proctor stays ahead of Jeremy Gill for now. Right now, Kenny Kuko about 4 seconds up the road, and Kenny Kuko about 4 seconds behind Dylan Canova, who will be the race leader once the top 4 is pit and on pit lane, as no one else really too close together. So these 4 drivers, Christian Proctor, Jeremy Gill, Nick Ruffini, J.D. Vinkirk, the closest drivers on the racetrack to each other. Probably the most important is Christian Proctor, our championship leader. It looks like these drivers maybe trying to stretch it to 150. Not sure if they're saving fuel. We'll go on board here with Brady Floyd. Doesn't sound like they're saving any fuel, but I think they're trying to stretch this thing to 150. Try to make this a 2-stop race. That only worked if you do go green the whole way. Based off what we've been doing so far tonight, I think we have a good, I would say great chance, about a decent chance of maybe going green the whole way. I mean, we've seen it a few times this season, very little cautions here. Bryce Anderson now down pit lane as well. What lap 49 happens here. Can they make the lap 50 though? And so here comes Floyd down pit lane. Will the rest of the teammates follow? No, they won't. Looks like Jacob Thornton, Brian Lorenzo able to go an extra lap. Lorenzo blinking out. Where if he looks like he's back in the picture. He's still blinking out. Looks like on my screen, but Boyd finally down pit lane. Will the top 2 come out pit lane? Looks like they will. So they're able to make the lap 50. So they could maybe do a 2-stop race. All 3 of those drivers are teammates, so they're working together. Maybe in no penalties for those drivers. It looks like there is any. But Dylan Canova, once he crosses the start finish line, he will be our race leader once again. Starting on pole position, about 4.5 second lead over Kenny Kuko. Across the line here this time by, he'll take back the race lead and back out front here in lap number 51. Kenny Kuko will also pass Brian Lorenzo. The left side tires down the way. Same as Jacob Thornton, they're going to race down pit lane. Away they go. Lorenzo will be 9th place. He'll get passed by Jorge Lesman Jr. looks like, as well by Brady Floyd and David Shively. So Lorenzo and Thornton will be 12th and 13th. Brady Floyd will be 10th after these pit stop cycles. Looks like Miguel and Nick Buffini close together here for 4th and 5th. Looks like the closest battle on the racetrack here currently is between those two drivers. Two drivers have equal tires on these race cars, spinning on the same lap for those two. Brady Floyd getting around Corey Lesman Jr. Those drivers are a little bit. Brady Floyd obviously has newer tires. He just pitted 2 laps ago. Corey Lesman Jr. pitted 10 laps ago, so not too difficult for Brady Floyd to get around there. But these 3 drivers pretty much nose to tail here, 4th through 6th. Close here as well, 3-car battle here. Marty White, Jonathan Marsh, and Robert Altman. This is for 14th, 15th, and 16th. Those drivers pretty much the same tires. Jonathan Marsh pitted 2 laps later than these 2 drivers up ahead of him. As Dan Ames coming out pit lane, penalty for that 15 machine, making the second pit stop of the night. It looks like there. Close together for these 3 drivers. White on the outside wall, ahead of Robert Altman and Jonathan Marsh. Jonathan Marsh will clear here of Robert Altman. Marie has 2 lap pressure tires in Robert Altman as well. Ready for working his way around Dan Farron on those 10 lap pressure tires compared to him, so he should be able easily get by this 33 machine. Also have Nick Buffini, Jim McGill, JD Bankrupt still pretty much nose to tail here. No positions have changed. Brown and Enzo getting around Corey Lesman Jr. behind them on the front straightaway. So a couple drivers on different strategy. Most notably, Brian Lorenzo second in the championship. And we'll see how this works out here. They should only have to make one more pit stop if this thing does go green the rest of the way. So you never know what could happen here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Obviously, no rain will play a factor here, like it has in real life as well. But it'll be interesting to see how it works out, though. And then going getting passed by Orioles are getting passed by Jake Burton. Side by side here, Nick Ruffini, Jeremy Gill. The openings out there, but it'll stay behind. Oh, Nick Ruffini will send it to the bottom of the racetrack 2, 3, and 4. Wash out just a little bit by the time, but update here. Christian Proctor catching up to Kenny Kuko. Got 1.3 seconds there. Proctor did pit about 2 laps later than Kenny Kuko, so he has a little bit fresher tires, so he might be able to reel in that second place driver of Kenny Kuko in probably around 20 laps time. Be around when the pit stops ends, but looks like so close out here is side by side for on back, but Robert Altman and Andrew Jones is a 4 or 5 car pack here, all 4 position. There's currently up 18 drivers on the lead lap. Stan Ames has retired from the session. It looks like 6 laps down. Bryce Anderson, the only driver 1 lap down. About 7 seconds back from Marty White. Let's see if he can maybe get his lap back here, as we're at this moment. He'd probably be trying to get that lucky dog position, as he's currently the only driver 1 lap down. It's big sin here for Jim McGill. This is for 4th place. Links out there just a little bit. I'm not sure where they go. Through the quad oval. Looking inside there of Nick Ruffini. Also watch out there for JD Vinkirk behind them. He can maybe make a move here as these 2 drivers side by side here off of turn number 2. And then Brady Floyd catching up quite quickly on those 10 lap pressure tires. just how tight it gets there off of turn number 4. Definitely gonna be danger. Has been and will continue to be a danger point of the racetrack. Probably the hardest going around this racetrack is Brady Floyd already. We saw how far away he was on the back straightaway, but he does have 9-lap pressure tires, and he's able to probably breeze around these gyros pretty quickly in the next lap and a half. So inside JD Van Kirk he goes, so clear. His way inside the top 5 here in a moment's time. As he'll look his way around Nick Ruffini maybe. Down the back straight away. He off for turn number 2. Should be able to get on his outside, and like I mentioned, his way down the back straight away. Maybe not. And Will JD playing a factor as Floyd kind of struggling to get around Nick Ruffini, that 04 machine. So peek to the inside. Just how he did with JD Van Kirk, but he's not going to get alongside quite enough. Up the racetrack he goes. We're clear for 5th place off of turn number 4. Now his next target is Trim Gill up ahead. Going to the inside of Nick Ruffini there. Goes side by side with the quad oval. Floyd kind of struggling right now. Looks like he's not as quick as he was earlier, as here comes Lorenzo. You can see in the background there, maybe three wide move here in the turn number 1. Not quite. He's a man on a mission, really. We're almost at the halfway point already here tonight, about 10 laps away from it. Floyd will clear. It looks like Jeremy Gill down the back straight, Gill go to the inside, but not enough momentum there as Brownings will clear. Behind him there's Jonathan Marsh, Andrew Jones close together here. Jones is about 2 lap pressure tires than Jonathan Marsh. He's able to pull away here. Like you will a little bit through 3 and 4 up the racetrack. They both go. Just see how tight they get through turn number 4 up the racetrack. Everyone's been really tight. Let's go look at Dylan Canova. See how he's going through turn 3 and 4. Looks like he's a little bit lower than everyone else. Maybe backing off the corner just a little bit more. We'll rotate that car a little bit as well. Brown Lorenzo will clear. Looks like Jeremy Gill. Quite sure as they blink out there. Reappear in front of Gill there. So we'll clear for 5th. He's right behind Brady Floyd. Remember, Floyd pitted 1 lap later, 1 lap earlier, excuse me, of Brian Lorenzo. See how big the tire difference that makes here. Ooh, gone outside wall. It's Jeremy Gill. Go to the inside a little bit there, and a little bit of time as well. Driving him on keeps just blinking out, I guess. But Brady Floyd now under attack here from Brian Lorenzo. Some of these drivers are kind of an alternate strategy compared to the rest of the field. Jacob Thornton, Brian Lorenzo, Brady Floyd. All these drivers are teammates. I think they're working together here in the voice chats. They work together and coordinate their strategy as they're trying to make this on a 1-stop race from here on out. They can get to a lap around 100. is definitely doable to do so. Also feel Snowfall out here tonight. We're looking lap 70 now, 71 here as Donkanova has a 7-second lead over Kinikiko. So far, we haven't even really looked at Donkanova because he's just so far ahead of everyone. No one really too close to him right now. He's just dominating the field as of late. As we're almost at the halfway point here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. See how easy it seems like for him. I mean, we'll go on board here with the 70 machine. No one really too close on the racetrack here currently. See how he's working these corners. I think right now he's just kind of hugging that blue and white line on the inside. My experience, that's really how you grip up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, especially with how tight this race car has been all night long, it seems like. Especially through 3 and 4, I think he'll do it quite a bit more than 1 and 2. You can see how low he is on the racetrack here on the exit of turn 2. Obviously full throttle here down the back straightaway. Upwards of 180 miles per hour. Just letting this car rotate, barely getting on the gas until he goes that rotation off of turn before. Up he goes. Those miles per hour is down the front shoulder he goes. So just so consistent it seems like here from the 70 machine. Really good so far here for Dylan Canova as we're X-Lap will be about the halfway point here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Rowdy 150, obviously. Remembering Kyle Busch and Rowdy, the Candyman, Wild Thing. All those iconic nicknames here. The 18 machine, the 8 machine, the 5 machine for Kyle Busch. Honored him on lap number 8 and 18 as well, as we're honoring him by racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as well, and as well they did in real life 2 days ago. Coke 600, great moments there. The pre-race as well, and lap number 8 as well for those fans in the NASCAR community as well. Those drivers on the racetrack, I mentioned multiple times that a lot of them honoring him, wearing his iconic paint schemes as well throughout the field. A lot of you guys have seen those paint schemes throughout the field as we've been through the field quite a bit so far tonight. Bunch of battles here to the behind. Briefly kind of falling back just a little bit here. Not sure if he's saving some fuel trying to get to that 100 lap mark, or he's just trying to save some tires right now. Maybe he's just burning up his tires a little bit too much as well. So those could all three of those could be a possibility right now currently. Lights have just turned on here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Things are starting to get serious here for the end of the season for the championship, and also all through the points positions as well. Brady Floyd under attack here from Nick Ruffini. J.D. Van Kirk on the outside. Jacob Thornton has joined the picture as well. It's Carlin Wall up ahead. Oh, Thornton! Or it looks like, no, it's Nick Ruffini down pit lane. That's King Kuga down pit lane as well. Late pit stop there for Nick Ruffini. Let's see, did he get black flags on? He did. Duncan Nova as well down pit lane. Up ahead. So pit stops here in lap number 80. So these drivers have to pit at least one more time. Those drivers are just getting down pit lane. Christian Proctor now getting chased down by Brian Lorenzo. Will Lorenzo's strategy work out here tonight? So there goes down pit lane for Christian Proctor. Get a black flag to see Proctor. Pretty much if he doesn't make any mistakes here through his pit stop cycles, everyone down pit lane here. With 70 laps to go on lap number 81. It's pretty much the majority of the field down pit lane. Only the top three not pitted yet. Looks like Brian Lorenzo, Brady Floyd, and Jacob Thornton, the drivers who have kind of an alternate strategy compared to the rest of the field. Let's see if these drivers saving fuel. We're going to hear with Jacob Thornton. How much fuel are these drivers saving if they're saving at all? Doesn't sound like much. We'll go with Brady Floyd. Doesn't sound like much. Brian Lorenzo, I don't. Doesn't sound like they're going full throttle though. Yeah, they're definitely not cracking the throttle up open all the way on those race cars. I think that's how they're able to save so much fuel. They just got to get to that 100 lap mark, which would be 50 laps to go as drivers passing them on the outside here. You got to hope for not to have a caution here as well. Nope. As it looks like Robert Altman having a black flag here. Down pit lane. Looks like Marty White as well. Not sure. Been pit lane for about 5.5 minutes. Looks like he may. I don't believe he has damaged race car. I don't know if he got black flags. I don't remember seeing him getting a black flag on pit lane, but currently he's 12 laps down. Looks like Brady Floyd gonna get past here. Nick Ruffini of the 04 machine. Okanova still our race leader once it cycles out. Might even have a bigger lead over Kenny Kuka, who's about 7 seconds behind him. As Brian Lorenzo, Brady Floyd, they just have to go on 15 more laps if they can make it. They would eliminate a whole entire pit stop. So I think Lorenzo maybe shutting off his engine as well. I think I may have heard him not a lot of sound coming from his race car there on the entry to turn number 1. Let's see what he does through turn 3. Yep, shutting off the engine. Oh, going side right there, but definitely shutting off the engine. You can just hear it as well. You can see the RPMs as well as we go back to Jacob Thornton. Lorenzo shutting off the engine. Jake Raven, J.D. Van Kirk close together here. That's for 10th and 11th. So J.D. Van Kirk pulling away just a little bit last time by over Jake Raven. Guys trying to navigate their way through the drivers with the older tires. That would be Bryson Anderson and the 5 machine. Jacob Thornton, Brady Floyd, and Brian Lorenzo is the only drivers have yet to pit so far tonight. They're Marty White back on the racetrack. Robert Altman back on the racetrack after his penalty as well. Marty White just passing our race leader there of Bryson, Brian Lorenzo, excuse me. White back on the racetrack here is Lorenzo trying to stretch this out as long as he can. He has to go around 11 more times here. Make this on a one-stop race. The only problem is with saving this much fuel, Dylan Canova is only 13 seconds back here on the same lap here, so depending if they get a caution, and I mean, I don't know how much fuel they're able to save in the last stint. It definitely could play a factor, and maybe Canova, I mean, right, just so quick, and he's kind of going to ruin the strategy. He's 9 seconds ahead of Kenny Kuko, who's on the same tires as him. Right now, it's watching Jeremy Gill, JD Van Kirk, Jake Raven duking out here, passing our race leader Brian Lorenzo, getting the laps back here. We'll see what Dylan Canova is once these drivers come out pit lane, how close it is on the racetrack. Bryce Anderson as well, getting around him as looks like Dave Vinker going to the bottom of the racetrack. Anderson on the same laps as him. Anderson staying out as long as he can as well. Maybe hoping for a caution here. He's only in 11th. David Farron gets around Bryson Anderson there for 11. Just continues to fuel. Dylan Canova is 7 seconds behind them with 4 laps to go under strategy. It's gonna be very tight to see if this works. I mean, I don't know. I think Dylan Canova on raw speed is gonna kill these drivers' strategies. As all those drivers still have to pit one more time. Man, it's gonna be very close as Andrew Jones gets around Jack Beat there. The 14th, it looks like, as Jones on 5 lap first tires. Dave Vinker, Jake Raven, going to go the closest battle on the racetrack in those 3 drivers, but strategy-wise, Dylan Canova might blow this whole plan up Because he's just that quick compared to the rest of the field. Kenny Kuko was leading this race. If you just get rid of Dylan Canova, this strategy might work, but Dylan Canova is just that quick right now. I just don't know their strategy will work out. And then making one last pit stop for the rest of the field. That just shows a testament of Dylan Canova right now here. 53 laps to go. Just has that raw speed, just that consistency. And you see how being able to run that inside line, I think that's really was what killing everyone else. Just, it doesn't seem too tight in that race car right now as well. Maker Jimmy go right there. Side by side here is for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Rick on the bottom of the racetrack. And we go up top. Gill will clear Jabler and penalty down pit lane. The 42 machine. These three up ahead. Single file on our screen right there, but Jabler pit road penalty. That's getting his chance at a top 5 finish, even the race wins. There's down pit lane with 50 laps to go. They made the number. But is it going to be enough here for Dylan Canova? He's really their only challenger here as of late. So we'll see what happens here as Nick Ruffini getting caught here from Christian Proctor, excuse me. David Cook, Jake Raven side by side once again here. This is for 6 and 7. And side by side here, Jake Raven, Jeremy Gill, Raven. The clear here out of turn number 2. Will Gill do a little crossover move there? Not quite. Raven will stay up ahead for now. He moves himself up into the top 5 position. Up ahead of Jeremy Gill and JD Van Kirk. Hey, Christian Proctor and Nick Ruffini close together here. Proctor about 1 lap pressure tires than Nick Ruffini is closing the gap down steadily. Here you go, J. Banker posts about on the racetrack here right now. About 2 tenths separate those drivers as drivers on the fresher tires. Watch out for Brad Lorenzo, who's currently in 10th place. Close there with Orioles and Juniors. Fast lap there. It's just set by Jacob Thornton. So how hard can these drivers push of Brad Lorenzo and Brady Floyd? And Bryson Anderson. I think Anderson not quite, he didn't quite go the distance on those other stops. I think he might have to hit one more time. Maybe he's banking on a caution. Hopefully coming out for him. Have a chance maybe to win this race, or you can get a top 5 finish as well. Big great result for that 5 machine, but Nick Ruffini, oh, he's in the outside wall. Ruffini very slow. Christian Proctor got around him. We'll take a replay. What happened there? Up. Turn 4 got tight. Hit the outside wall hard. Does he have wheel damage on that right rear? Maybe even right front as well. I don't think he does. He's able to continue. He's gonna lose some spot tunes. He's got some aero damage as well. Something you do not want to have here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ray Floyd. Seems like he does not have a good pit stop there for him. It's quite far back here from Brian Lorenzo. Very, very far back. Looks like Floyd had a 5-second longer. He was in pit lane for 15 seconds longer. He might have spun on the entry of pit lane. Missed that there. He's going to be pretty far back here. He might not even be able to get into that 3rd place position if he's able to work his strategy out. And Kruger might jump him as well. Maybe some other drivers, but here comes JD Van Brown, Jeremy Gill there. That's for 6th place. Gill hitting the outside wall for turn 4, got to slow his momentum down. This is just enough time. JD Van Kirk to get around him. So the question is, when will Dylan Canova bring it down pit lane? I'd assume he'll pit here in 10 laps time. Probably go as long as he can on this tank of fuel. But we have been caution free for all 110 laps so far tonight. We'll do a little crank it up segment here with the 40 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll be back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway from a Crank It Up segment. 35 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Rowdy 150, honoring Kyle Busch. Right now, it is go time here for the championship, as it looks like Christian Proctor, as long as he makes it clean on pit lane, he has a good chance at winning this championship over Brian Lorenzo. Currently sits in 9th place in an alternate strategy compared to the rest of the field. We'll see what can play out here for this 99 machine. Goes JD McCurk to the inside, go have a peek on the graffiti up the racetrack. He goes. And fair enough, all back to a little bit as well. Last side here down the back straightaway, JD Van Kirk and Nick Ruffini was dunking over down pit lane with 32 laps to go. Our race leader, Kiko, go to stay on their lap as a bunch of other drivers coming down pit lanes. Ruffini looks like Jeremy Gill, I believe, you know, Jen Farron, Christian Proctor, Jake Raven as well. Coming down pit lane here with 31 laps to go. So the last pit stops, and none of them have penalties so far entering pit lane. We'll see what happens if they exit, when they exit. Proctor in his pit box, most important driver probably on the racetrack here in pit lane as well. Service in that 13 machine. Well, honoring Kyle Busch on that left side there. Where he goes, dropping the track. The way he's going, just gotta make sure he doesn't clip that blue line here off the pit lane. If he does that, he doesn't get a rack, and he gives a really good chance of winning this championship here tonight. He could go Jim McGill, JD Van Kirk as well down pit lane. None of them getting penalties there. Roy Lesman Jr. Probably got to come down pit lane here soon as well. Say more of that Jones down pit lane. Andrew Jones, will he bring it down pit lane? Doesn't look like he will. Don Canova. How far back is he from Brian Lorenzo? Looks like he's about 15 seconds back here. That 99 machine. We'll see. Right now, Canova has about 20 lap first tires as well. And he doesn't have to save any fuel. So I think Don Canova at this rate will be, he won't win there. Oh, caution's out! As caution's out. Where is doing up pit lane? Not sure what brought out the caution. Jeremy Gill, and that changes everything. As Christian Proctor a lap down, he's got to beat the lucky dog though. As he blinked out right. I think it was Jonathan Marsh. So Marsh on the outside. Jeremy Gill blinks out. Marsh can't see him right now. Off of turn 4, he still can't see him in net. Oh man. And that's the first caution of the night here. That changes everything. Here on lap 125. Unreal. As Gil has been blowing out quite pretty much all night long. Him and Lorenzo kind of been pretty equal. As Lorenzo is our race leader. And wow. As Christian Proctor is currently in 7th. But he's gonna get the lucky dog here, it looks like. So he'll have to get EOL penalty, so he'll have to start at the back of the field. So he'll have to work his way through the field as well. Trying to make his way up to some positions. Obviously, Brown Lorenzo down pit lane. Looks like Duncan coming down. So everyone get come out penalty. So Brown Lorenzo will be our race leader. As wow, unreal. Just sucks that happened like that. It was gonna be a great strategy call. I was gonna see if Brown Lorenzo was able, to maybe make it work. But we'll have to wait. It just changes everything, and we'll have to wait and see what happens on this restart. And this could be a championship deciding here. Yellow flag. About 25 laps to go. We'll probably restart with 23 to go, I believe. So, no, not the best pit stop. You guys maybe taking 2 tires. Why aren't you taking 4? Taking 4. Oh, that's order roll messed up actually. Proctor down pit lane now as he was the lucky dog. So, not the same tires as the drivers. As King Kuko electing to stay out here. Trying to do a little something different. So one extra thing is though, actually, I don't believe Christian Proctor's led a lap today. So that gives an extra bonus point to Brian Lorenzo as well. So really at this moment, based off the gap, Christian Proctor would have to finish in, I believe it would be 10th place for these drivers to be tied. Tiebreaker, I believe, would be wins, most likely, and Brian Lorenzo has 4 this season. So I have to read the rule book real quick. Probably should not before tonight's race, but what is a tiebreaker here? I don't see a tiebreaker. I don't see a tiebreaker, but I would assume it would be wins, because that is what it is in real life. So we'll see how it plays out there. But choose kind of just happening there. Sorry, just reading the rule book here. But I don't see a tiebreaker rule. But if there was a tie, right now it is a tie. Right as it runs right now, it would be a tie, I believe, based off my math. So not going green this time, but it would be a tie. And I think it's a bit, but I believe the tiebreaker would be wins, which no matter what, it would be going to Brian Lorenzo. It would not be a tie right now. Lorenzo has to be in the lead, so. Lorenzo would have to win, and Christian Proctor would have to finish 11. This to be a tie. Is Brady Floyd just down pit lane right now? Maybe topping off on the fuels. So here we go. Pace car pulling for the second time tonight. As we run green here with 22 laps to go to decide the championship here. Dylan Canova gonna be a race, or Pinker gonna be a race leader alongside Dylan Canova, who's dominated tonight's race so far. Pinker with a great launch in the turn number 1. Side by side behind him, Brian Lorenzo and Dylan Canova. Lorenzo really only has one chance at winning the championship, and it's winning tonight's race. As the side by side with Dylan Canova, as the lights on the official turn on here, as it's quite dark here at Charlotte Motor as well. Start with 22 laps to go as they single file out for the top 3 positions. As most of the field was already single file out on the inside line. Worked their way down to much away. Here with 21 laps to go. Here for the Rowdy 150. So Canova side by side for the race lead. Canova on top. Kuko on the bottom. Kuko has a little bit older tires there to build clear the rest of the field. Canova clear through 3 and 4. Not quite clear, but I think he'll have the momentum here off of turn 4 to do so. Yes, he will. Not quite. Kuko with a good run off of turn 4. Lorenzo going to push him up ahead here to the quad oval, as they're still side by side for first place. As Brian Lorenzo is just at the fast stop of the race. As now Bryson Anderson just at the fast stop. Christian Proctor now, as that's an extra bonus point going to Christian Proctor if he keeps that fast stop of the race here, as the sun has set, like I mentioned. It's nighttime. The lap times are just getting faster and faster. More grip on the racetrack right now. Out here for the top 3 positions. Andrew Jones right now, Jack to be having a great race so far, 4th and 5th. Having that caution all where it fell. Great opportunity for these drivers to finish in the top 5 positions here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Christian Parker having to work his way through traffic as he had an EOL penalty due to having been the driver with a lucky dog position. Mostly single file throughout the field as the top 2 continue to pull away. Christian Proctor getting that extra bonus point to really help him out here, as it pretty much cancels out Brian Lorenzo's bonus point for leading a lap here tonight. Obviously Dylan Canova has led the most laps tonight as well, so really that's not up for grabs here this late into the race. See one driver looking on the inside there, as that's Bryson Anderson, but he's a lap down. So Anderson is a lap down. Same with Nick Ruffini. Those drivers currently fighting for the lucky dog position. Oh, contact between those 2 drivers, being all the way to the mile on the racetrack. As Bryson Anderson will clear, so he has a little bit fresher tires than these drivers up ahead. Here on Andrew Jones here, as Kenny Kuko has the oldest tires in the top 5. As caution is out once again. Looks like Bray Floyd, the grass he goes. Not sure what happened to him. Just got loose there. And not sure if there was an contact before that. It's lost it there off of turn 4. Overcorrected around as he goes. And he didn't come to a complete stop, but still it was sideways enough, slow enough to bring out that yellow flag, it looks like. Racking back up again here with 15 laps to go. Also, will these drivers come down pit lane? Maybe a driver or so will gamble and stay out. Not be surprised as well. Like Bryson Anderson will be the lucky dog there. He'll get his lap back as well. Drivers coming down pit lane. Looks like Dylan Canova is one of the only drivers in the top 5 to stay out. So drivers dominated pretty much the majority of tonight's race. Would be a sitting duck here as Christian Proctor also staying out. This, oh man. Wow. So it looks like it's gonna be Nova, Van Kirk, and Christian Proctor. I'm surprised Proctor is risking staying out as the majority of the field comes down pit lane. So I mean, it's really a risk to stay out here on these older tires, especially when he has such a big buffer compared to Brian Lorenzo's closest, well, really his only championship contender. Lorenzo will be restarting 5th place on fresher tires as Jake Graven taking 2, looks like 37 machines. So the only real possibility for Proctor is to really get in the back here. Just like in tonight's race, like I mentioned, you'll have to finish 12th place or worse really at this moment to lose the championship, and apparently 12th place is on the lead lap, Bryson Anderson. But also down and fixing damage, obviously be involved in that last caution there. So probably restart here with 12 or 11 to go. We'll see if they delay the green here across the bottom. Christian Proctor and Brian Lorenzo will be starting side by side here in row number 2, or championship 2 here. They'll be side by side here and possibly the final restart of the night. Nova will be the race leader here on the outside line. He's about top 12 lap older tires compared to Lorenzo behind. So depending on if we get kind of a caution fest here late, quote unquote. Could definitely happen. Cautions breed cautions here. Good, the whole season has come down to this. All comes on those 12 laps here, but possibly the final restart of the season. And Proctor hold on to his 11-point lead. Coming here tonight in Charlotte, most who has green flag is out. Dylan Canova gets a good jump on the start. A little down the outside wall. Shake Raven. It's the top 3. Did not pit into that yellow flag. We get about 10 lap older tires for the rest of the field. Brian Lorenzo set behind JD Van Kirk here. On the inside, he's side by side with Christian Proctor. Will he make it through wide here down the back straightaway? No, he won't. Proctor will get in the second, possibly here, entering turn 3. Van Kirk could have backed off a little bit there, as he has the oldest tires on the racetrack right now. 18 lap old tires for that 22 machine. He's out for turn number 4. Brian Lorenzo will clear. Here comes Drafty Beef. He's going to go side by side here, maybe for 4th place here, entering turn number 1. Single file for most of the field here is Ben Farron, and that's Kenny Kuko as well. Kuko got a bit loose there. There's Jacob Thorin now. He's come back from his pit road speed penalty, and he's now looking for that top 5 position here in the meantime, as he's now up to 6th place. There's Draft Beef and JD Van Kirk right ahead. There's side-by-side championship 2. The off return number 4. Brown Lorenzo close together with him and Christian Proctor. 10 laps to go, 15 miles for the championship. As side-by-side here through 1 and 2. Brian Lorenzo really needs, at this point, a bad moment here for Christian Proctor, as he'll clear Proctor for 2nd. He really needs Proctor to make a mistake, or some around Proctor to make a mistake. Proctor currently 10 points ahead of Brian Lorenzo. Make that 9 actually, as Bryce Anderson just at the fast stop of the race, taking away a bonus point from Christian Proctor. At this point right now, 9 laps to go. The top 3 single file out, but we have a dogfight here for around 5th place. Back to beef on the outside of JD Van Kirk. And he clear Van Kirk on way older tires. Entering turn number 3 and 4. Earlier tonight, back to beef was struggling on these older tires. But now, 9 laps to go. He's looking for a top 3 finish here, possibly late in the season. As Brown Lorenzo to the inside, Duncan over, he'll clear for the race lead. Can he pick up his 5th win of the season tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway with 8 laps to go? Kimi Kuko getting around JD Van Kirk as well. That's for 6th place. As here comes Jacob Thornton. What a comeback this could be for him, as he's looking for a top 3 finish as well. As he looks to the inside, Drafty Beef. Christian Proctor has to be careful here. 7 laps to go this time by. Pretty much the majority of these drivers behind him have newer tires. And he cannot play around too much. There's Proctor behind. Round to go, Jake Raven. And yeah, that's actually JD Van Kirk. And Jen Farron, more contact around. JD Van Kirk goes without bringing out the yellow. Not quite yet. No yellow flag out, looks like. And there it is. Yellow flag is out here. Ooh, major contact. Marty White just barrel rolling there in the Bryson Anderson. Not sure what happened there, as that was way after the wreck. Anderson kind of stopped the race. Actually, even more kind of just a bunch of different wrecks happening all at the same time. It looks like as Marty White just apologized right into Anderson there. Not sure, and even more. Just absolute insanity here, as I was wrecking all the way from turn 4 on the entry to turn number 1. We'll see what happened there. You're kind of saw on the back of your screen. Not sure. So Van Kirk on those just older tires just getting tight up the racetrack. So that all so far tonight through turn 4, like just getting tight. It's the outside wall. Flips Jake Raven and also hits Dan Farron. Dan Farron majorly damaged. Bryce Anderson nowhere to for him to go. But Anderson rejoining the racetrack right in front of David Shively and Jorge Lesman Jr. And Marty White just apologized right into him right there. And then even more contact there, and that's so it's the 80 machine of Jonathan Marsh. Well, so just a bunch of drivers involved in that wreck right there. Obviously, a lot of just kind of bystanders, and just a weird incident there. Will Dylan Canova bring it down pit lane here? I think we're going to restart here around 2 laps to go. Canova gonna stay out. Some call there for him. Here we go. I believe we're going to choose cone this time by. Brown lines are going to choose the bottom of the racetrack. Canova up top, Proctor up top, Thornton on bottom, got to be on bottom, Kikuko up top, Andy Jones up top, Irvin on bottom, Freddie Floyd on bottom, and that's it for the E-lap cars. So we're restarting here with looks like 3 laps to go. And right as of now, as of right now, looks like as long as Christian Proctor finishes on the lap, he will be the champion. But if Brian Lorenzo gets the fastest lap here as well, Christian Proctor finishes in 10th. It'll be a tie, and I assume the tiebreaker would be most wins, which would go to Brian Lorenzo. A lot can still happen here tonight. We're down to 3 laps to go here at Charlotte Motorway for the finale here tonight. Race car pulls off the tail lane once again and into Geico Research on the go. Green flag is out, and away they go. Brian Lorenzo with a great start. Canova Proctor with a decent start on the top side, but I think those older tires just aren't able to get off quite enough. But Brian Lorenzo through turn 1 and 2. Way able to clear, yes, so clear. Here comes Thornton as well. Remember, he got that pit road speed penalty earlier tonight. He's up to 3rd. Here comes Ki Kuko. He's been fast all night long, running the top 3 positions. As here comes Canova on the 10-lap older tires, because he had the last lap couple charges here in him. 2 laps to go, 3 miles to win this race for Dylan Canova, who's dominated all night long. Does he have anything for that 99 machine? He's got to get that clean air behind. There's contact behind. Chip Thornton. Ki Kuko. Is that enough for Christian Proctor? Yes, it is. Proctor around wrecked. There's a huge wreck behind him as well. Bunch of drivers involved. Is Proctor able to continue? Is he blown up? He's able to keep going. A bunch of other drivers involved though as well. Jacob Thornton resets. Drive to Beef involved. Brady Floyd involved. Proctor's able to continue. Drive to Beef blown up behind him. As long as Proctor can keep going, stand the lead lap, we'll be okay. But what a turn of events there. I think Kuko got into the left rear maybe of Thornton. Not sure if Thornton came down. Kind of saw a little bit on the back there. Kuko to the inside of Thornton. It's kind of hard to tell from that angle. It's very close though between those 2 drivers. Obviously, 2 laps to go. I mean, Kuko saw a gap. He's there. I don't think, obviously, not there enough for Thornton to really probably aspire to say anything. But there was a gap, and I think Kuko. It was an aggressive move. I would definitely say so. But I think it was the right move at that moment. You're not blaming the 71 machine for making that move. We'll actually probably see better view this right here from the 71 machine. So Thornton goes up a little bit, and Kuko sticks his nose in there, but I mean, there was space, and I don't blame him with 2 laps to go. Make that move and go for the race win even as well as Jacob Thornton going around there. Heavy damage for him. Proctor down pit lane. Does that require damage for that 13 machine? If not, able to keep going. He's gonna go lap down. My time is scoring. It doesn't say it's required. Usually it does, but looks like it is required damage. Is currently in 10th place. So as things run, no one else is running behind him. The only other driver is Robert Altman, and this could overtake Christian Proctor here. Now we'll put Proctor 11th and Brian Lorenzo 1st if he is able to win this race. That would make him tied on points, and depending on what the tiebreaker is, it'd be most wins as well, which would go to Brian Lorenzo's way. An eye on Christian Proctor if he's able to continue. If he finishes in 10th place, we'll be 1 point ahead. As things stand right now, he is still the champion as they run, with Robert Altman continuing. That's the biggest thing for him. Just going this time by. Lorenzo will choose the bottom. Also, the thing about it is Lorenzo still has to win this race. He has hungry drivers behind him, Dylan Canova as well. Probably the hungriest of them, trying to pick up this win after he dominated tonight. Has probably honestly made the wrong call of staying out on those older tires, but dominated tonight. Well as Nikuko looking for his first win of the season as well, behind him in third. Last week, Brian Lorenzo picking up the win as well. A good run. Getting some solid points on Christian Proctor last week. Brian Lorenzo had a great chase. He's just had one bad race. He won at Talladega. He won at Texas. He won at Dover. Yet, with that bad finish there with throughputing at Watkins Glen, that might cost him the championship. But he's won. He could possibly win 4 to 5 races in the chase. We'll see if he can win the championship. And first off, he really has to win the race to have a chance at the championship as well. But Christian Proctor's still in pit lane, so he will go to 11th. So if Brian Lorenzo does end up picking up the win here tonight, it would go to a tie, and I believe the tiebreaker would go to Brian Lorenzo. But pace car is off into the Echo Park Speedway restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Dylan Canova with a great launch. He's going to be side by side as the nose ahead of Brian Lorenzo entering turn number 1. Canova, does he clear in the turn 1? Not quite, as the tire cycles have, the heat cycles in these tires have kind of reset. I think Dylan Canova has enough speed here in that secondary machine to put up a fight here on Brian Lorenzo as they're side by side entering turn 3. As Canova clears, Lorenzo has to get to the race lead as here comes Nick Ruffini, who pitted a few laps ago. It's gonna be side by side. Here comes the white flag this time by, as Lorenzo has a nose ahead. Can you win the race? Can you win the championship? White flag in the air this time by. Christian Proctor, the official, gets passed by Robert Allman. Brian Lorenzo clears off for turn number 2. Can he stay ahead of Dylan Canova? Here comes Nick Ruffini on fresher tires. Made a few cautions ago. Down in turn number 3 and 4. Big save for Ruffini. Not going to be enough for Dylan Canova. As off of turn number 4, and Brian Lorenzo blinking out here. He will pick up the win here tonight at Charlotte, and he may have just won the championship here in the Trisha's Learning O'Reilly Series season number 5 for the Top Tier Racing. As they are tied on points, not sure officially what the tiebreaker is. I think Brian Lorenzo, based off the most realistic tiebreaker, which would be race wins, he will be the champion. Unless Proctor did lead the lap. I'm not sure if Proctor led the lap, so obviously it's unofficial, but I don't believe Christian Proctor led the lap tonight. And if he did, then he would be the champion. So obviously, I have to wait for the points to officially come out. I can check real quick what the race standings say. Did Proctor lead a lap? We'll look at the race results. Did he lead a lap here tonight? Christian Proctor led 1 lap, so that means Christian Proctor is the champion. Unreal. By 1 point, Christian Proctor wins the championship unofficially by my calculations. Wow. Unreal. That's obviously very unofficial, but I believe Christian Proctor is the champion. He won 1 lap tonight, and that 1 lap makes him champion. I'll do the calculations real quick here, but I believe Christian Proctor is the champion based off of that. Leading 1 lap. I'm not even sure what lap he led. Oh my goodness. So obviously Brian Lorenzo leading a lap here. Yeah, so Christian Proctor unofficially has won the championship by 1 point. Unreal. And it's all because he led a single lap tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Wow. So we will take a quick break and wait for the official points to release, but what a win there for Brian Lorenzo. I mean, he won 4 out of the 5 chase races, and if he didn't throughput in Watkins Glen, he may be a champion tonight, but obviously still unofficial here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, so we'll wait for the updated points to officially come out, or we declare a champion, but we'll be right back here on the Legends Racing Network. As we're back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, his official Christian Proctor is the champion here tonight after leading 1 single lap. We'll bring him into the booth here. Hello, Christian. You got a copy?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I got you. As you win the championship by pretty much leading one lap tonight. You led one lap, and that was enough to give you the bonus points to go ahead of Brian Lorenzo. Talk us through that one as you wrecked there with around a couple laps to go and
Uh,
kind of staying on pit lane, just watching your fate being sealed.
Dude, it was heartbreaking, honestly. I was doing good. I was like, look, I just got to finish within, I think it was like 10 spots of him, 12 spots of him, something like that, of Brian, if he won it. And man, when I saw them wrecking under me, I floored it and tried getting to the outside. I didn't care if I hit the outside wall or not. I was just trying to get around it. And I got caught up in it. And honestly, I think what saved me is staying out, leading the one lap, and then I think I got fastest lap too. I think that's the only thing that saved me.
Yeah, just an up and down day. I mean, we had 125 lap green flag run, and you're looking like at least a top five car. It looks like for the most of it, and then those late race cautions. Kind of, what was your strategy before the cautions coming out, and what was kind of your strategy after? Obviously, you kind of saw what happened, but kind of what your strategy kind of going into the last 25 laps or so.
Man, before the caution came out, I was just trying to survive, trying to at least stay on track. I wasn't trying to, win the race. I was just trying to stay out there and survive. Ended up having a quick car and was top three at one point, led a couple laps during the pit cycle. And after the caution, I was like, I got to put my foot to the floor. I gotta try to stay in front of him at least. But it kind of screwed me getting the lucky dog back of the field. I was trying to push my way through, and the second caution came out, and had already burnt through my tires then just about. And it was rough. It was
Yeah,
just a roller coaster tonight.
I'm sure it was, but you do pick up the championship here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and you won your link for this season and also this race as well tonight.
Oh man, I just want to thank the league itself. It's always fun running with them. Looking forward to running next season, and this group of guys has gotten so much better together. You could trust them a lot more than you could 4 or 5 seasons ago, and it's so much fun being out here on track.
Well, congrats on your season 5 championship here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and what season was for you.
Appreciate it.
That was Christian Proctor, Christian's Learning Center O'Reilly Series champion here tonight by 1 point, and we'll speak to our second place finisher in the point standings by our race winner, Brian Lorenzo. Hello, Brian, you got a copy?
Hey, Talon, what's up?
You got the race win here tonight. You won 4 of the 5 chase races, but that one race at Watkins Glen really sealed your fate, it seems like. But coming up 1 point short, obviously there's really nothing you could have done there, but you did your best here tonight. And talking to your race overall, you guys had a different strategy in pretty much the whole field there until the yellows came out. But talk us through your overall.
Yeah, man, sucks that we lost the championship by 1 point, but at the end of the day, the pressure was on Proctor. We did exactly what we had to do, and literally the other 4 races of the chase, we won each one of them. So what a run it's been. Yeah, you're right. We were on a different strategy all race. We decided to try to extend it out to lap 50, 100, and then make it to the end, which I was going to make it to the end. But obviously with Canova on fresh tires, and obviously he can make it to the end. He doesn't have to save anything. I think it was going to be close at the end. The caution definitely did ruin the strategy, but it did give us a pretty good finish at the end there.
Definitely. Well, just talk us through your season, I guess, overall, who you like to thank, and also kind of any memories you had or anything like that as well.
I definitely got to thank A-Tree Sportsman, Brady again, wonderful calls all season long. If he had not put me on that strategy, I would have not had the tires at the end there to go steal the win. Thank you to you guys in the league for putting on a show every week. This is my favorite league that I do right now. I've had a lot of fun this season. Not only like winning races, but just the type of racing we get here is just green flag. I can actually focus on tires. You just don't really see that in many leagues nowadays. So it's just great to find a league where I can actually enjoy the racing and stuff like that.
Definitely. Well,
And shout out to Proctor, man. It sucks that I lost. Like I said, it sucks that I lost it by 1 point, but I put the pressure on him. I won all 4 races, and yet he did exactly what he needed to do to hold on just barely at the end. So I got to respect that at the end of the day. He's your deserving champion.
Well, yeah, like you said, just very consistent. And you guys are both just probably the two gladiators out there this for the final few races in the chase there. But congrats on your race win here tonight, and also your second place overall in the championship as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was Brian Lorenzo there, our race winner, and second in the championship, as we'll bring in our second place finisher here, Dylan Canova, who dominated tonight, led the most laps, up in second place. They're late. Oh, Dylan, you got a copy?
Yeah.
So you end up second here, pretty much dominating tonight's race after kind of the late race cautions. Just strategy didn't go your way there, staying out on those older tires. Kind of looking back at it, do you kind of wish you came down pit lane, went during that caution, or you think you kind of made the right call there at the end?
It was made for me. I didn't have any tires left, so obviously
Okay.
we ran the 3-stop strategy, which I think was going to work out. I was just a little over a second faster, I think, than Brian there when we came out. And we had like 25 to go, and I was only like 15 seconds back. So I think we were going to get to him with like somewhere around 5 to go. So I think the strategy was going to work out great. And then just the story of the season for me, bad luck, cautions, and then we took the lead again and was like, okay, I was like, we'll be fine as long as it goes green. And then we just had a bunch of cautions and we were on a tire deficit the rest of the way.
Yeah, definitely. But still, second place finish tonight and leading easily the most laps of tonight. I mean, overall, great race for you tonight. Anyone I thank for tonight's great run?
Yeah, the admins for, giving us this season to race, the place to race. Trish's Learning Center. You guys for putting on the broadcast. All drivers showing up, decent car count all the way through the playoffs or chase. Everybody over at Hyperspeed joined them kind of late in the season, so we were going for that team championship, which I haven't looked. I don't think we were able to do it, but all those guys over there, and that's pretty much it.
Well, congrats on your second here tonight. Good show, Miss Speedway.
I appreciate it.
That was Dylan Canova. He was kind of the best of the rest. Didn't make the chase here this season, but he finished in 13th in the points, which is, like I said, the best of the rest, pretty much there. So 13th for him. As we'll speak to our third place finisher and our fifth place finisher in the points as well, Nick Ruffini. Oh, Nick, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
So you were charging up there late here in the race, ended up in that third place position, pitted, I think 8 laps before. He had about 10 lap fresher tires in most of the field there. Kind of what was your strategy call there? Lates there, just kind of pitting with about 2 cautions before the end there.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that I had an extra set of tires. I also knew that Dylan did not have that extra set, and it was a pretty risk-free move on my point there, just because I was gonna keep a lot of those positions I lose during the pit stop. But it was, let's throw everything we can at it and try to pick up as many spots as we can, and it worked out. And man, when that last caution came out, I was gripping my wheel like I was trying to hold on to the Empire State Building or something. I thought that I was going to get collected up in it.
That's definitely an interesting way to put it there. But yeah, I mean, you charged your way through the field up to third. I thought for a second there you may have a chance of the win there, how much rubber you had on that 04 machine. But yeah, just a little bit short there. Still great, solid finish for you in third. Anyone to thank for tonight's race?
Yeah, just, number one, my wife, she watches the little one while I get to do a little bit of fun stuff on Tuesday nights. So that's the number one. But obviously all the other admins and the sponsors for the series, Revved Up Racing, as always. Such a great group of guys, really brought me to a new level in my racing. So other than that, thank you for the broadcast all season, and we've really enjoyed having you along.
Also, is there anyone I think for the whole season as well, or is that?
No, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, congrats on your third here tonight. Also fifth in the championship. You moved up 2 positions with that finish tonight. So
Let's go.
every point does matter here on the racetrack. But congrats on your third here tonight and your fifth in the championship as well.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. As that was Nick Ruffini in the 04 machine. Finishing in third in the top 5 in the standings as well. As what a season that was. I mean, we saw some great racing throughout the season and some night strategy calls. Well, I think it was the longest race of the season as well. Great race here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and also on Kyle Busch as well. Lap 8 and 18 as well. So see the Rowdy 150 here tonight. So as they mentioned, kind of all the sponsors in the top right corner have been going on all race long. Able to put this on the top tier racing. Watched by Fisher's Learning Center, our Rally Series, top tier racing as well. Also, all the other sponsors are able to put this show on. So, the champion this season is Christian Proctor. Second will be Brian Lorenzo. Third will be Brady Floyd. Fourth is fourth will be Jake Raven. Fifth, Nick Ruffini. Corey Lesman Jr. in sixth. Dan Farron. Seventh, Robert Altman. Eighth, Vinny Van Kirk in tied actually eighth with Robert Altman. Jacob Wilson in 10th. Kenny Kuko 11th. And Christian Macarelli in 12th. That'll be the championship 12 chase drivers as well. So we'll take a look at our final standings as well for the final race of the season. I've skipped over that part as well, but overall, Brian Lorenzo, Dylan Canova, Nick Ruffini, Kenny Kuko, 4th, Andrew Jones, 5th, Jake Irvin, 6th, Brothers Jr., 7th, Brady Floyd, 8th, Jonathan Marsh, 9th, Robert Altman, top 10, 11th, Christian Proctor, Drafty Beef, and 12th, Jacob Thorne, 13th, Jane Farron, 14th, JD Van Kirk, 15th, Bryson Anderson, 16th, David Chuli, 17th, Marty White, 18th, Ruby Go, 19th, Jane Ames, John Neat Card Field View tonight, Rowdy 150, entering Kyle Busch. Overall, a fun season as well, and overall, fun race as well. We will see you next time here on Legends Race.